Welcome in, guys, to our recap every single NFL team for the 2023 season. We are still in the NFC North here. I know I'm super late getting these up, but busy. I've been super busy, guys. But I do want to really get these out because I really want to start scouting draft prospects for this year's draft. But let's get into it. The Minnesota Vikings 2023 season. Now, you look back at last year, a lot of changes in Minnesota last year, the 2022 season. You had Kevin O'Connell come in from the Rams. He came from that Sean McVay learning tree. Mike Zimmer was gone. He had his ass fired after being there for a number of years. He was there for 8 years. He was fired. They bring in Kevin O'Connell last year, and they won the NFC North. It was 12-5, was it? Won the championship. This year round, bit of a change of things. They was third in the NFC North. Some big outgoings as well in the offseason. Dalvin Cook did not get re-signed by the Vikings. He was gone. He was linking up with Aaron Rodgers, and that worked out with the Jets. But whatever. So yeah, Dalvin Cook, he split and he went to the Jets. Also Adam Thielen, he also split. He went to the Panthers. I think that was a fucking stupid decision. Adam Thielen, he's like, yeah, I'm bored of being with Rodgers now. I'm like, yeah, Rodgers splitting, I'm going to split. Yeah, I'm going to work with Bryce Young and fucking Frank Wright. Yay, that worked out fantastic. And obviously, Alan Lazard, he went with Rodgers to the Jets. Who did they bring in? Now, the additions that they brought in on... the additions to who they got in on the offseason, especially on the draft, Jordan Anderson, wide receiver, who I'm a big fan of. I know he didn't have the best season in 2023 in his rookie year, but again, you're looking at the quarterback who he's throwing to. Like, you had Kirk Cousins, who we'll get into in a minute, but you got Jordan Anderson, who's a great addition if he has the right quarterback with him. Because again, there's a lot of games that I saw with the Vikings, and they weren't getting the best out of Jordan Anderson. In my opinion, he's a good wide receiver. I'm really a big fan of out of that wide receiver class, like Jigbia and all these other guys that came through. I'm a real big fan of Jordan Anderson, and he didn't get what I did. I don't think he didn't get the service he needed, because again, he's got Kirk Cousins, who's in his mid-30s. Kirk Cousins isn't going to be the long-term guy for the Vikings, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But they got Blackman, cornerback, Jay Ward, safety, Jaron Hall. They did get a quarterback in this draft, Jaron Hall. He did play a couple of games, but again, he's 25. And you look at, especially last year's draft, you had a lot of old quarterbacks still in college, like Stetson Bennett, Hendon Hooker, Jardel Hall was another one, Sean Clifford was another guy. So they did have additions there. Kirk Cousins in week 8 had a torn ACL, but again, it's time to move him on. If you really want to push on, and if the Vikings want to be if they want to be a challenging team, and they want to be where the Bills have been the last couple of years and been challenging for Super Bowl, if they want to be where the Chiefs has been, they have to really get themselves a quarterback in this draft. Because Kirk Cousins, he is a good quarterback to have. I'm not doubting Kirk Cousins, he is a good quarterback to have. But he's not going to be your long-term fix at a quarterback position. You need somebody that's going to be there for the next 5 to 10 years, that's going to win you championships, that's going to get you to what the Chiefs are. The aim of the game is to win football games, and you're not going to win championships with Kirk Cousins. It's just simply not going to happen. So it's time to move on. Now, who could they get? J.J. McCarthy is one of them. Caleb Williams is another guy. A couple of those you could bring in. Let's talk about who else they have, though. They have T.J. Hopkins, tight end. So again, what I do like is that they got Addison from the draft. They still have Jefferson, who is still a good addition. I don't know when his contract's up, but if things don't start changing, if I'm Jefferson, I think he's 27, 28. I'm like, maybe I should go to somewhere like the Chiefs, or I should go to somewhere like the Eagles, or somewhere that's going to challenge and win a Super Bowl. I'm not going to get that in Minnesota. You also have T.J. Hopkins as well, that you got from us, the Detroit Lions. Remember that? Points for it was 22nd out of 32. Points against, 13 out of 32. Again, and that's just down to them not having a elite level quarterback. That's the whole thing. Because again, when Kirk Cousins got injured, it was John L. Hall, who again is adapted to the NFL. But then you had um, other quarterbacks coming in. Um, then points against. I mean, hiring fucking Brian Flores. Yay! Brian fucking Flores, 13th for points against, 13 out of 32. This is Brian fucking Flores. And again, this guy has another head coaching job. Did you not see what he did in Miami? And the shit show he did in Miami? Oh no, let's bring him back as a defensive coordinator. What do they need in the draft? They need an elite level quarterback. So, JJ McCarthy or somebody like that. They need a defensive tackle, a corner, an edge rusher, and a linebacker. A linebacker, maybe like a Chris Jennings out of Michigan. I think he's probably one of the guys that you should be going for in this draft. Well, in the offseason, get yourself Chris Jennings. He's the guy at linebacker that I would go for. But again, there's probably other people that I haven't gone through the whole draft class and watched them all, but he's one of them I would go for. Edge and corner and there's a tackle. Again, would you go for a Chris Jones? Bring him in. I know he's 29, but the Chiefs ain't gonna pay him the money. Would you do that? But again, you still need a quarterback. It's all whatever. They have 40 million in cap space, but there's a couple people that few free agents that they're gonna miss. Not really big names that are all replaceable in my opinion. Powell that you got last year. Muntz tight end. Andrew Carr, offensive linebacker, and then also you need to go. Muntz is a and then you need to also need to look at the offensive linebacker position and the guard, and you need another tight end to help T.J. Hawkins in case he gets injured. So there's a lot of things that the Vikings need to do in this offseason, but most importantly, find the quarterback and find the right quarterback. Don't just go for Caleb Williams because people on fucking message boards are, oh, Caleb Williams. We've seen this before with people like Kenny Pickett and Baker Mayfield and not Brock Purdy, but people like Bryce Young that people have been raving about in the drafts and online. But when it comes to when they get to the NFL, they're not good enough. They're not good enough for the franchise. These GMs, when they're scouting them, they're not taking context their weaknesses and helping on their weaknesses. But that's for another day. But I guess that's my recap on the Minnesota Vikings 2023 season. Leave your thoughts in the comments, guys. Peace.